Hey folks, I'm Pete and this is Pete's Eats Cooking Videos. Today I'm going to make a fabulous tomato sauce for pasta. You know, for years and years I made tomato sauce on pasta and it was okay, but it was nothing special. And then I found out how to make it delicious, just like in the restaurants. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So here's what you're going to need to make the pasta. The star of the show is tomatoes. So buy whole tomatoes or diced tomatoes. Don't buy crushed or pureed tomatoes. And the better the tomato, the better the sauce. So I think the Italian San Marazano tomatoes are the best and they give the best results. Also, you'll need olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, oregano. I use a little bit of sunflower oil at the beginning. Optionally, I put a little bit of vinegar and sugar to balance the sweet and sour and tartness, a little bit of chili flakes, and some red wine. And if you have fresh basil, all the better. So let's begin. So I've put 2 cloves of garlic into a thick bottom pan. Now I actually took the core out of the garlic because it was older and that inner core can make it a bit bitter. If you have fresh garlic, you don't have to worry about it. So there's 2 cloves of garlic crushed. I'm going to add a little bit of sunflower oil just to fry it up in, okay? So I'm going to fry up this garlic till it's just starting to turn a golden color, and then I'll add a little bit of wine. So I'm going to just stir this around a bit. I definitely don't want that garlic to burn or even turn dark brown. And that's coming along nicely. I'm turning the heat down. And now I'm going to add some spices. So I'm going to add some salt for sure. This is all to taste. It's all to your own taste. Some pepper, keeping a close eye on the garlic. So probably about, I would say, a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of oregano. Some chili flakes. Just a little bit of chili flakes, just to give it a touch of warmth. And now I'm going to turn the heat up a bit. And I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of red wine. I'm also going to add a bit of this herbamare. It's a really, really lovely spice mixture and it gives it a really nice taste. So I'm a bit of that. That's an optional, but it's very nice. And now I'm ready to add the tomatoes. So 1 can of the diced tomatoes. Oops, I'm going to try and get these in here. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to wash out the can with a little water. Okay, so I'm going to bring that up to a bit of a boil. So now that it's come to a boil, I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of vinegar and a good teaspoon of sugar. So those 2 will sort of balance out. And now I'm going to turn the heat down and let it just boil for about a good ½ hour. I'm going to cover it and let it just boil. If you need to, you can add some water and let it boil. So here are the tomatoes. It's been about a ½ hour and it's starting to come together to make a really nice sauce. You can still see there are many sort of large chunks of tomatoes. And the best option would be to leave it for about 4 hours on the stove until it completely disintegrates, and that would be the absolute best. But I don't have that time. So another option is to use a masher and mash it. And if you're happy with the consistency of that, that is probably the second best. So the third option is to use one of these whizzers, like a Braun whizzer. And it's really not the best option, but I do it all the time. So I'm going to bring this down to a really nice consistency. So now that I have it to a nice consistency that I like personally, I'm going to add some olive oil. And I'm going to add a good 1/4 cup of olive oil. You will be absolutely stunned at how much olive oil this sauce can take. And it can take a lot, trust me. So we'll just mix it in nicely. And this is going to give the sauce a beautiful velvety finish, a nice sheen. It's going to look really professional and delicioso. And the very final thing I'm going to do is put some fresh chopped basil in. I wish you could smell this because it's absolutely fabulous. So the 2 secret ingredients to make this sauce absolutely delicious. Number 1 is a long cooking time for the tomatoes. You need lots of time. You can't make this in 5 minutes. And the second thing is lots of olive oil, good quality olive oil, and it'll make it beautiful. Enjoy.